Hey there fellow gardeners, Chris from Steading here today, and I wanted to show you how to get some coffee grinds to put in your garden in various ways. We'll talk about how to use it or how I've used it in just a second, but first let's talk about the coffee grinds themselves. Now for me, I am actually getting my coffee grinds from this special pod here that grows on the Vertuo Nespresso tree, and you might have heard conspiracy theories about coffee growing on trees. Ridiculous. It's not like coffee grows on a tree just like this with these strange little berries that eventually become coffee. No, not at all. They come in these little aluminium packets here from Nespresso. Now, the good thing about the Vertuo as compared to a lot of other varieties of pods, these are an aluminium pod. They are recyclable. Nespresso will recycle them for you. You can get free return packets, or you can buy a mail-in kind of packet as well, which is what we do. And I did check, and apparently you can take the coffee out of the pods and still send them back to be recycled, which is great if you want to use the coffee grinds in your garden. Now, the simple way of doing that is you just get yourself a nice sharp knife, and you've got a very thin layer of aluminium here, and you just basically put the tip of the knife in and run it along the edge, and that will separate that top layer, that very thin aluminium, off the base. And then grab yourself a bowl that you're going to put it in, and you basically just tip it out. You might have to give it a bit of a knock, and you've got an empty little coffee pod here. Really easy. As you can see, I've been doing this for a little while, and I've got my coffee grounds ready to go. I've got my little pod here, which is now empty of coffee grinds. It can be recycled, which means there's no wastage at all, and I can use my coffee grounds in my garden. And as I said, I did double check to make sure that Nespresso will accept these pods empty. And as a little bit of a bonus, if you're buying the mail return sachets, or satchels I guess you'd call them, for sending these back to Nespresso, you'll fit way more in when you've taken the coffee out, and you can put them kind of inside each other than you would normally. So you'll actually save a little bit of money in getting these recycled as well. So it's a win all around, I would say. Now, as far as what we're going to do with our coffee grinds, I will note that in our previous Nespresso machine, the coffee grinds themselves were much drier, and we kind of upgraded our machine because the old one was so old, and I don't think it's as good a machine from Nespresso because often the coffee grinds are quite wet, which I did work as a barista for a number of years in a cafe, and you really want your coffee grinds to be pretty dry for proper extraction after use. So that problem with our new Nespresso machine aside, you end up with these coffee grinds. Now, as far as the coffee grinds themselves, they're really good because you can compost these, and you do want to heavily compost them because there are some drawbacks to coffee grinds. Coffee grinds also can help you increase the acidity of your soil. So if we're talking about something like blueberries, which is what I'm talking about quite often when I'm thinking about acidifying the soil, this coffee grind can be chucked in and it will help. Now, a downside to the coffee is that the caffeine in the grinds, even though these are used, so we've had our cup of coffee, it's extracted a fair bit of caffeine out of them, but there is still caffeine in these grinds, and as a result, that works as basically a growth or a plant suppressant. And so you do need to be careful. If you're chucking all of your grinds on the same part of the garden and really like piling them up, it's quite possible it will affect the growth of the plants in your garden. So you don't want to do that. And that's why, as I mentioned, quite heavily composting these is your safest bet, because that will compost out that kind of issue, and it's obviously mixed in with a whole heap of other stuff. I did see quite an interesting segment, I think, on might have been Gardening Australia, and that was talking about actually growing some mushrooms in your coffee grinds. And so that is another option. There were some other ingredients involved, but apparently they do love growing in it. So that's another option again. But you can really make good use of these coffee grinds. And what I actually have found is as a pest suppressant, or even like a pest detractor, no, what's the word I'm looking for? I sprinkle some coffee grinds around plants that I want to protect, and it does seem to help keep some pests away. And often I'll do it with a little bit of coffee grinds and even some charcoal from the garden, which I would say charcoal is more alkaline, the coffee grinds are more acidic, and they probably even each other out, but both of those can seem to help chase away some of the pests that might be damaging your garden beds. And as like a little bit of a bonus point, if you don't want to put them in the garden beds yourself, you can actually put them around raised garden beds, and you'll get the benefit of the pests that are obviously migrating into your beds. It's not going to stop the ones already there, but that will help you basically, deal with pests. One of the things that I really like as a concept is the idea that obviously I'm not self-sufficient on my property. I am buying a lot of food in at the moment, which probably will be always a thing for me. I might be able to get chickens and have my own eggs and stuff like that, but realistically I am going to be buying a lot of food. But the idea that instead of all of the waste that I'm left over with what I've got at home going to waste management or even being recycled, if I can keep anything that's a nutrient or that can be composted on the property, as you can imagine, I've kind of got like a net positive effect in my garden where sure I'm adding stuff in, but I'm not losing stuff that's getting chucked out in green waste and stuff like that. And that's why I really like the idea of basically recycling my coffee grinds myself and using them. So yeah, really, really simple. As a little bit of a rundown on the Nespresso Vertuo machines, as I said, I worked as a barista for a number of years, part-time in a coffee shop when I was going through uni, and I'm very, very fussy with my coffee. I will say, personally, in my opinion, I've never had a coffee pod from another brand that's as good as the Nespresso coffee pods. Not to say it doesn't exist, but like most of the supermarket ones are pretty terrible. I'm at my parents' place with their coffee tree behind me here, and yeah, they buy the cheaper pods and they're pretty awful. With that aside, these are quite expensive. They're about $1 each. If you're really, really tight, like we are at the moment, these kind of double espresso pods will actually do 2 cups of coffee, so keep that in mind. You can cut your cost down of the pod to 50 cents, which is more like most of the competition. These are a much bigger pod, so you get a much stronger coffee out of them, which is really cool as well, which is part of the reason I like the Vertuo. I'm not such a fan of those smaller, more generic pods that most people use. And yeah, I will say our previous Nespresso machine was really, really good. The extraction was really good. With the new machine, which I might try and put the name of the machine that I bought up on the screen. I went kind of the middle of the range option. I'm not so impressed because the coffee grinds themselves are quite wet, and I don't actually think it's doing a great job in extracting the coffee out of these. So that is my little miniature review. I would certainly recommend the Vertuo coffee machines and the pods as a good alternative that's, in my opinion, much better than most of the other coffee pod options out there. And I'm probably going to cop some flack for this, but I would even say these coffees are better than the majority of coffee shops that you'll go to in Australia, where it's so frequent to get a weak coloured milk coffee with barely any coffee flavour in it. I am someone who likes really strong coffee though, so keep that in mind. So I reckon these are better than about 90% of coffee shops as well for making a coffee cup at home or a cup of coffee at home. Even though eventually I reckon when our subscription to Nespresso runs out, we might even try a real machine grinding our own coffee. And it'd be pretty cool if we could actually use our own homegrown coffee to do that, which is its whole own process that I'm not going to go in today. But as you can see, as I'm here at my parents' place and they've actually got 2 coffee trees, I'm kind of angling to try and get a couple of little baby coffee trees from them that I'll plant at our place, and hopefully at some point in the future they'll be this kind of size. This is covered in coffee beans that are totally green. They're certainly not ready to go. They need to go red, I think it is, to be ripe, and then we can look at feeding them to our cats and getting some cat poo coffee. No, I'm joking. That's a very specific type of cat in Bali. But yeah, just something to think about as a future option. Growing your own coffee, making your own coffee, sounds awesome. Is it viable? Who knows? But with coffee prices just going through the roof, it's probably something worth considering.